Hi, I'm Meredith Bell, and I'm excited to have with me today Ethel Rucker, who is a co-author with me in this book, Purpose, Passion, and Profit. Ethel, I'm so glad to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Meredith. Thank you.
Well, I loved your story in the book. It was so heartfelt and touched on something that's so important for all of us, which is around how to create a happy marriage especially when two people come, it's sort of like damaged goods because of
Absolutely.
their background. So tell us a little bit about your chapter. You titled it From Misery to Marital Bliss. So tell us a little bit about how that came about and what key points you'd like us to know about your story.
All right. Well, first of all, From Misery to Marital Bliss came about because the first 3 years of my marriage was miserable. We didn't have any tools. We didn't have any information. We just didn't have role models. Because I grew up when my father left at 5, as I stated in the book, and so I didn't have positive role models in my life. My husband came from a background where his father left, so he was fatherless as well. And so when we got together, boy, it was like fireworks because we just didn't have the tools. So we loved each other, but we didn't know how to get along. So that's really where the gist of that came from, misery to marital bliss. And I just believe in every relationship, there's a lot of people, Meredith, that love each other, but they don't have tools. So we created that book, From Misery to Marital Bliss, and in the chapter that I wrote with you is talking about giving people tools in order to overcome any situation that they're in, any situation. And those tools can be applied to any area of their life as well. Parenting, relationships with employers and employees, and of course, marriage.
Mm-hmm. And you and your husband worked things out beautifully, and you now have a related purpose in your life around that. Why don't you talk a little bit about what kind of work you're doing based on what you learned in acquiring these tools yourself?
Well, what we do now is we have a business ministry coaching program that we call In Rooted Love. And what we do is we do workshops and seminars and webinars and Skype and personal one-on-one. And we bring a toolbox where we actually bring out different tools illustrating why this tool may need to tighten this up, or this measuring, you need to measure your goals within your marriage, and then communication, and then a little seasoning salt, because every now and then we need to season and flavor up some things, right? So we bring this toolbox and we dress in our gear and we just have a good time helping people to understand, because you have to learn how to communicate effectively. I was a yeller and he was a stuffer. I would scream because I wanted to get my point across and I thought he wasn't listening. And when I would scream, he'd go into his shell. So we had to work on those issues. So we now help couples. We help one-on-one. We do it all because we want everybody to move their marriage from pain to pleasure, from pleasure to passion, and from passion to purpose, Meredith. That's our goal. Is to help
Well, I
strengthen
love
families.
that. That's very powerful because you know, as I do, there are so many people in the world living with a lot of pain, and it's only because they don't know a better way. So I'm just thrilled with the work you're doing. And you work with couples remotely as well as in person?
Yes, we do. And we do singles too. The singles actually pushed this ministry because they were like, we would like to have prevented versus intervention, which I agree with, because if you go in with some point of reference, we didn't have that, but we learned, so we give help others. But if you go in with a point of reference to say, I remember what they said at that seminar. They said this or they said that, at least you have a point of reference. So I truly wholeheartedly believe in being preventive versus intervention.
Well, I admire the work that you're doing, and I want to help spread the word. So what's the best way, if someone is interested in learning more about your program, what's the best way for them to reach you on social media?
Okay, they can reach us. We have inrootedlove.com. We have a website that they can go to. And then also they can reach us on our church website, which is christiandevelopmentcenter.org, and we're there as well. So those two mediums, they can reach us. And then I have a Facebook Live, and I pray for marriages. God just gave me a heart, because we have such a heart for marriages to be successful and not be in pain. I just pray for marriages. That's all I do. And you can just chime in on there, Ethel Rucker, and I'll come up. So we'll
That
see
is
you
great. Oh, thank you for all of the wonderful work that you're doing. And I would encourage anyone who is interested in either improving an existing relationship or, as you say, get into a prevention
soon.
mode and be proactive to look up Ethel Rucker and connect with her on Facebook. And also be sure to pick up a copy of Purpose, Passion, and Profit and read her wonderful story. Our pictures are next to each other
I
too
know,
on the
destiny.
cover, so I love that. And I'm just delighted to be in this book with you. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Meredith, for having me. And I, too, am honored to be in the book with you as well. Blessings to you.
Thank you.